Hey friends of baking and pastry, Belgian Baker here. Today we're gonna do a pretty cool one. A lot of people like this and it's a very nice thing to make and to use, and it's mirror glaze. Yep, that really shiny mirror glaze. So follow me to the kitchen. I'm gonna show you the ingredients and how to make it. Okay, so here are the ingredients: white chocolate, glucose, caster sugar, water, condensed milk, gelatin, yellow color because we're going to make a yellow one, and water to soak my gelatin. Okay, so how are we going to make it? So first of all, we're going to start with our gelatin and a little amount of water. So we're going to put those two together, and that's calling blooming the gelatin. So we're going to make sure the gelatin is completely covered in water. Going to give it a little mix. There we go. And we're going to put that aside. So we're not going to look at that, just let it do its thing. So next, we're going to have the water on the stove, and we're going to add our glucose in there. Okay, glucose, very sticky, make your spoon wet, and that prevents it from sticking on the spoon. Okay, so that goes in the water. The glucose is going to give that really nice shine and to our mirror glaze as well, so it's really nice to have it in there. And on top of that, we're gonna add our caster sugar. So now the plan is bringing this to the boil. So make sure it's all combined so we don't have a spot of sugar on the bottom that might caramelize, so everything needs to be soaking up the water. Here we go. Okay, so now my sugar is almost boiling. I can see it starts to move. So we're gonna let it come up really well. Like, we want to make a syrup out of this. There it comes, you can see the movement. So let it boil. Let it come up, let it do its thing. Nice, so you can see it, it's really boiling. So we have a good syrup here. So now I take it off the stove for a minute, and I'm gonna add my condensed milk in there. There we go. So the condensed milk is gonna slightly cool it down and stop the boiling. We don't put the condensed milk in the beginning because we don't want to bring it like caramelizing, give it a different flavor. So now we put this back on the stove and we're gonna mix that like this. Okay, and we're gonna bring that back to the boil just like it did before, but the only thing we need to be careful, there's milk in there now and it's gonna try to come out really quickly. Okay, it's not going to take long, a little minute. You see, it already starts here. And there we go. Boil it because you want it to combine. Everything needs to combine, so that's why it needs to boil. We cannot just take it off now. No, it needs to boil. Mix it to make sure everything is getting together. Here it comes, you see, look at this. So don't let it come out, but let it boil. Perfect. Now it comes off. This is where I turn off my stove. And now I'm going to take my chocolate and I'm going to pour my gelatin on top of my chocolate. Like this. You see, it becomes like a rubber ball or a rubber disc. Everything goes on there. And I pour my hot mixture over this. Completely. Okay. You can see that I chopped up my chocolate very fine, because I want to make sure that the heat transfer is optimal. Okay, so if you put big pieces of chocolate in there, it's not a very big amount, and it will take time to melt the chocolate, and then you're going to lose the temperature and it's going to make it harder. So this is going to melt my gelatin again, and you see, I just mix the two together gently, without actually beating it with a whisk, you know, just gently mixing it, like this. Then I'm gonna take my color, and I'm gonna add my color to that. A spoon. I want to make a yellow one, and I took bright yellow, because you want your mirror glaze to have a nice yellow shine, okay? You don't want to have a dull mirror glaze. So, you see, I just keep mixing the two, so my chocolate dissolves. It's like making a ganache, same thing. There we go. And the chocolate really needs to feel the heat to melt, but that's why I chopped it up, otherwise I would end up with big lumps like this. So now this is going to go in a high recipient, and I'm going to stick blend it. So I'm going to put it in this. Don't burn yourself because it's very hot. Sugar is more than 100 degrees and it takes a while to cool down. There we go. So you can see the little lumps of chocolate, but don't worry about it. They're gonna disappear. So don't use compound chocolate, okay? I use real chocolate. You can use compound, but compound is gonna make it extra more sweet. So now we're gonna stick blend that for 3 minutes. Okay, so here's my stick blender, and I'm gonna show you how to immerse it. Mine is quite open. We don't want to trap any air in there. So when you have even one that's more open, it's better. But if you have a completely closed one, it works as well. The only thing you need to do is hold this on an angle and immerse your stick blender in an angle. Okay, like this. And then you start mixing. And stay in your jar. Don't come out, because you don't want to bring any air in there. Closer. You see? And I keep mixing, just like that. It's going to dissolve my whole chocolate. So I'm going to mix that like this for like 3 to 4 minutes. Really for a long time. Okay, I'll come back after that. Okay, here we go, 3 minutes. And you see the swirl here? That's all cool, you can have that. But just make sure you don't bring any air in there. So that's done. I'm gonna take my mixer out and make sure it's completely stopped. Okay, and then just take it out. And that's it. So what we're gonna do now is take another jar, put a sieve on top, and then we're gonna pour mirror glaze through the sieve. There we go. And why do we do that? Just to make sure there's no little pieces of chocolate that left, or maybe gelatin that didn't properly combine. So you don't want that in your dessert. So you want to make sure everything is completely mixed together and smooth when we're going to use that. Okay. So that's it. That is my mirror glaze done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some Glad wrap on it. And I'm going to put it straight on the mirror glaze. I'm not gonna cover it like this. No, I'm gonna put it straight on there. Okay, so here I am with my cling wrap, you see? And I'm gonna put that in there, all the way down, straight on the mirror glaze. And why do I do that? Because I don't want to form a skin. If I put it straight over it like this, the mirror glaze is gonna form a skin. And that's not gonna be nice. So now it's gonna be one with the plastic. And there will be no air touching it, so that will not become a skin, and it will stay nice and soft. And also the good thing is, if there's air in there, air always comes up, it's gonna come up and stick to the plastic. So when I'm gonna use my mirror glaze and I take the plastic off, I will see all these little dots from where the air has stuck to the cling wrap. Here we go, that was it. Mirror glaze done. Okay, good people, I hope you enjoyed this, and you see, it's not that hard to make. And now we're gonna have to let it rest for at least 24 hours, because all these things need to cool down together and become one. And then when we warm it up again, it just warms up as one, and we're gonna have a beautiful mirror glaze. The magic happens overnight. Okay, so thank you so much for watching me. If I can do it, you can do it. And please subscribe to my channel so we can keep doing more of these things. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. See you.